Welcome to the birthplace of Ernest Hemingway. I'm sitting today in the parlor that was the family parlor for the Hemingway family and the first home where Hemingway was born and where he lived until he was 6 years old. This parlor also served as a music studio for his mother, Grace Hall Hemingway. Grace studied music classically. She came from a long line of musicians in her family. She had relatives, a great-grandfather and a great-great-grandfather who had been very famous musicians in England. And so her mother encouraged her interest in music, encouraged her to study classically. She went for voice lessons in Chicago. And then before she decided to settle down and marry Hemingway's father, she went to New York for a 6-month study of opera in New York and auditioned for the Metropolitan Opera. We have no record of what happened when she was in New York, but she told her children that she was offered a contract with the Metropolitan Opera, but decided to come back to Oak Park and marry Clarence Edmonds Hemingway instead. But when she returns, she's really kind of a local celebrity because she's got the status of having studied in New York and to study and to audition for the Met. And so she opens her own music studio, and that's what her parlor was. They were able to close off several doors around the room so it becomes a private room, and they could sing their hearts out in here. One of the original items that we have in the house is actually this chair here. This was Grace's chair that she liked to sit in when she gave music lessons. She took them to the Art Institute every opportunity she could. They went to operas, they went to symphonies. He was heavily exposed to classical music. So on his father's side, he had all of this influence in the sciences, and on his mother's side, he was deeply enriched by being surrounded by the arts. So in his interview that he does in the 50s with the New Yorker, he's quoted as saying that he used the word "and" in the opening of Farewell to Arms, the same way Johann Sebastian Bach uses a counterpoint in music. And I really believe these influences of science and art gave Hemingway really unique and rich soil for which he could develop his own gifts in becoming a world-class writer.